We're going to talk about how we do photos in Photo 2. How are we going to use these cameras? Well, here's the camera room. Based on who you are, you're going to have a different camera that's assigned to you. The numbers are listed on the camera bag. So here's one, for example. You'll also see a spot that's labeled for the camera number right there. The cameras are inside these bags that house both the camera and the extra lens. Most of these cameras should have a lens cap on them. If they don't, we'll try to find some to get them on there. But these are Canon Rebel SL1s. So they're a little bit of an older camera, but they work great still. The batteries that go for each of the cameras that you're going to be using in the class are right up here. So if it's labeled SL1, that means that it goes for the SL1 camera, as you can see on the camera right there. But all of the cameras in this area here are SL1s, and also over in this area, it's SL1s up until here. Then it becomes SL2 and SL3. You can see them labeled right there. And then we also have a Canon RP right up there that is also available to be used. To switch out the battery in these, which you'll be switching them out quite a lot, we flip it upside down, we open up the back flap, we hit this little gray tab that pulls out the battery. Then we take a charged battery, so it has a green light on it. We look on the inside and we match up the connectors on the inside with the connectors on the battery. Slide it into place. If it doesn't fit, that means it's turned the wrong way. This will slide all the way in, that little gray piece will go right over. Close up the battery box, then take the dead battery and put it right back in the charger. All right, then we can turn it on. We can make sure that it is working. Okay, it looks like it is. So the battery is good. The camera should always go back in the right bag. So you'll actually be taking these cameras out and using them very frequently for in-class work. Again, all these cameras are in class only. So you take it out into the main room, and then you'd want to keep this camera bag right in your assigned computer spot, so that way we know that it goes for that camera while we're using the cameras. If you're going to do a take-home camera, these are the cameras that are down here on the bottom. These are DSLRs that are available for checkout to bring home. We're going to have a couple that are up here as well that we'll be adding in, but they're spray painted, so that way we can tell, all right, yeah, for sure these are take home, rather than the ones that we just use in school. There's also going to be a Google Doc where you can sign up ahead of time for a particular date that you want to use a DSLR, and that way you can make sure that you've got one available for when you need to use it. But these are cameras that we'd be using for at-home work, if you want to use a DSLR for it. We also have these cameras that are available to be checked out. These are the Photo 1 cameras that we've been using in the class, and you can certainly use those as well. The batteries for these are located on this side here. These are more of a fixed lens that's a good optical zoom, but it doesn't have as many features as the take-home cameras down here, or as the DSLR cameras that are up here that we use in class. So if we were using film cameras, you'll first want to grab a film camera. You'll be putting your checkout slips in a little stack up here, so that way I know who's got a film camera at that time. But each of these film cameras is different. You basically would take the camera and you'd put it into a bag. I've got some bags over here, and then I've got some other spots for bags too. But you'll need a little bit of help to get the film loaded in there, and then we'll make sure that the camera is working properly, like it has a battery that's working and all that. So, but again, your checkout slip would go up here. You grab a bag, because the bags don't really fit really well with all these cameras in here, and then you'd be all set to go on that. So that's how the camera checkout system works. Again, here you don't need to use a checkout slip because you have a camera that's assigned to you. Down here, you do use a checkout slip if you're going to be bringing the camera home. And also you'd use your checkout slip if you're bringing a film camera home, so we can keep track of who's got a film camera and who we need to remind to bring it back in so someone else can use it. So that's what we'll be doing for our cameras in this class.